Hi, I'm Tanya Guidry, and welcome to Louisiana Art Beat, a series that shines light on the incredible artists and creative culture right here in Louisiana. This series is made possible through Explore Louisiana and produced by Chillary Films. We are proud to showcase the Terrebonne Fine Arts Gallery, a true cultural destination where local talent comes to life. Welcome. We are here at Terrebonne Fine Arts Guild with Mr. Travis Moore. Thank you for being with us today, Travis.
My pleasure.
I'm going to see if we can find out some information about Travis. He is a newer member, and we encourage new members to the Guild. But Travis is not new to art, and he is not new to woodwork either. He does some amazing work, both painting and in the woodwork department, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So Travis, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how did you get started with either the woodwork or the painting, really?
Okay.
Give us a little picture of your journey.
All right. Well, I come down from Wiggins, Mississippi back in '94.
Okay.
And oil field brought me down here. And of course, in some of my spare time, I started messing with tables because I was looking for stuff from my picture frames, actually, and some guys that I got my wood from was about to burn some stuff, and I said, I think I can use that, and I started delving with the resin, the epoxy, and I said, I think I might be able to insert some artwork into this interesting piece of wood. So I started fooling with it and got me a router and put my artwork from the backside. Took the router and routed it out, put my artwork in from the backside. And just started pouring, and when it was done, it looked pretty cool.
Nice, nice. So Travis does those beautiful wood resin tables and other furniture as well. Even in your car, you have some of that woodwork on the doors inside. When he first came over here, it was the first thing we noticed when he drove up. And he has some video clips that we sent showing the process of doing that table.
Yeah.
But you also create frames. And I want to go back. You were talking about seeing something on the side of the road that somebody was going to throw away, or you knew somebody who was going to throw something away. I totally can relate. I think that artists can see art in some of the most mundane things. We really are able to think of, what can I do with that? You know, what can I do with that? And that's kind of where you started with the woodwork.
Yeah, especially when you see a lot of character in a piece of wood.
Absolutely. And in Louisiana, we have tons of this driftwood and, you know, what do you call that? The one with the holes in it?
The Pecky Cypress.
Pecky Cypress.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, gorgeous. And he makes frames with that.
They got other interesting woods with holes in them. Stays underwater for a long time. They got this little snail-like creature that burrows into the wood. See, with the Pecky Cypress, it goes with the wood grain. It's a fungus.
Oh,
People
okay.
think bugs eat them holes through it, but it's not bugs, it's a fungus in the wood.
That's interesting.
Sections of wood just rot out. And we occasionally little beetles get into that orifice in the wood, and people think, well, maybe bugs do this. There's been a lot.
I would have thought the same thing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of skeptics. You know, it's a lot of I don't say skeptics, but a lot of controversy about those Pecky Cypress holes. How did they get there?
So where do you find this wood?
I got a man down in Montague. I get all of my wood from now. I did get it from a guy in Booty, but he picked up and moved to Tennessee.
Okay. And what do you have to do to it? Do you have to do any kind of process to it before you use it, or you just
Well,
clean it off, or?
basically, them guys process it. They pull it up out of the bog or out from under the water, and they got to let it dry for years.
Oh,
And then
wow.
they start slabbing it, and they'll usually slab it 1 to 2 inches thick, depending on what they want to use it for. Some of them guys sell mantelpieces that wide and that thick,
Wow.
you know.
Wow.
And the stuff that they go to throw away, I can still get a few cuts out of it.
Right.
And then this guy does lumber, like he's got a 19-inch bandsaw. Anything 19 inches or less can pass through that. He'll cut it various thicknesses.
Wow.
So
That's
and
amazing.
I can get a slab of that 10 foot long and 19 inches wide and make several frames out of it.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
depending on how long it stays underwater is how the water affects the wood and the mud affects the wood. It kind of like petrified wood. It goes through
Right.
changes, but it's not petrified.
So you do take commissions for frames to be made in those types of wood if people were to contact you.
Yeah, other artists like to have this neat looking
Absolutely.
stuff. I mean, it really complements their artwork.
Absolutely. I feel like you're getting a little piece of Louisiana,
Yeah.
like a little chunk of Louisiana
Uh-huh.
history right there
Yep.
with
Yep.
the art.
People.
So how would you describe your paintings? Because you also paint.
Mm-hmm.
What's your topics? What's your favorite topics
A lot
and
of
your
Louisiana
medium?
stuff. A lot of Louisiana stuff. My medium's acrylics.
Acrylic. Okay.
I'm wanting to start transitioning over to oils, but I've had some advice from other artists. Make a gentle transition. You can take an acrylic painting and you can put oil on top of it.
Right.
And it
Never
makes,
the opposite.
Right, never the opposite. You can't go under acrylic.
It'll never dry.
No. But yeah, it makes it pop.
Okay.
You go and say you're going with a white accent, but something about that oil has a richer pigment.
Well, there's a reason. Oil paint, acrylic's great, but oil paint actually has a molecular composition where the electrons literally in the warm colors will come out at you. And so you can, I can't say you can only get that kind of depth with oil paint, but it is much easier to get depth with oil paint.
Yeah.
And because of that.
Yeah.
It's the molecular composition of it. So what would you say is your inspiration? What got you started? Was there a person who inspired you at some point in your
Picked on
life?
a lot about Batman.
Batman, okay.
When I was 5 years old, I think, I started watching that old Batman show that used to come on with Burt Ward and then Adam West. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Can't believe I almost forgot his name. But anyway, yeah, I started watching that and Stickman characters at 5 years old. And the thing only come on TV once a week, and I couldn't wait for that next week, so I tried starting to draw these guys, to keep myself entertained till the next show come on next week. And little by little, as I grew, my desire to get them perfected brought my artwork along.
Okay.
And
so you started
I
off
started when I was about 5 years drawing. I started drawing when I was 5. And I continued it in with inks and pencils until I had an accident in 1982. I was in the hospital. I was watching Bob Ross paint on TV. And I laid in the hospital bed for 2.5 months watching him every day. You could get him on TV every day.
Yeah.
And I watched him paint, and I watched all of his techniques, how he would thin his paints to do certain things, keep them thick for certain things. I watched every technique he used with his palette knives and various brushes. And when Mom came and picked me up to take me home, I said, I think I can do that. So she had on the back seat of the car when she did get me, when they let me go. When she picked me up, she had a Bob Ross paint set on the back seat of the car. Everything I needed to start out with some canvases. I went home and I started painting, and I've been painting ever since.
If you are an artist and you do not know who Bob Ross is,
No.
you need to look it up. Okay, I don't. How many artists has this man inspired? I have
inspired
no
me.
idea.
I think he's inspired me.
So
Every artist knows Bob Ross.
if you had to give advice to a new artist coming up, or someone who might be thinking of joining the guild but they're not quite sure, or somebody who's beginning to paint or beginning to think about doing woodwork or something like that, what advice would you give them?
Always look for the natural characteristics in the wood, and as far as the paint, you never can get to a point to where you stop learning. If you do, you're going to stop your process. There's always something to learn.
That's
It's
beautiful.
always
Yes.
always a new thing to do, and experiment. Don't be afraid to experiment.
That's the key right there.
Yep.
Experiment. Don't be
Yep.
afraid.
Mm-mm.
It's a type of play, and
Yep.
if you can't play, you don't grow.
That's right.
So
There's always room to grow. I'm 65, and there's always room to grow.
absolutely,
Never
absolutely.
quit learning. Never quit learning.
Well, Travis, thank you for being with us today. I appreciate it.
My
and
pleasure.
if you guys want to know more about Travis Moore, we'll put the information in the description below. Thank you.